afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacast from your host Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. Off it an exciting and riveting 1 vs 1 on Langraskaya in the north. It is Stowe fighting for America, freedom, democracy. The 3rd Army Division, tasked with hold the lines of the Germans under the command of Singledog, launched a spirited assault in the name of Deutschland, taking on the role here of the 2nd Panzer Division here with strategic reserves. We got assault grenadiers, Panzer IV model Jays, breakthrough packages, mobile observation posts, and TIE racers with machine gun, tank, and infantry bulletins versus heavy cavalry with rifleman defensive structures, smoke, rangers, combined arms, and heavy cavalry. Got a double up start there for Stowe. Assault grenadier MG42 start here for Singledog. Though we do know, of course, still as the infantry company is not intending to go all in on them. He will be mixing regular grenadiers and possibly adding some support weapons of other kinds than MG42s. Also, big thanks to Alonso for donating and support the Propagandacast, allowing me to keep doing this day after day. So, very big thanks to you, Alonso. You're part of my company of heroes, and if you wish to support the Propagandacast as well that way, you can donate or pledge on Patreon. Otherwise, liking, subscribing, and sharing, and pressing that bell button does help me out as well. MG42 moving ahead here for Singledog. Assault guns punish moving westwards here for Deutschland as Stowe. There's initial push there for the Russian victory point is halted in the east. He's moving up troops instead. Interesting enough, he's not going straight for the fuel point here. We'll have to see, of course, what ends up. Machine gun in the centre. Assault grenadiers standing on watch nearby to support, but I'll await active machine gun usage here by Singledog. In fact, he may go even more aggressively straight for Stowe's carve point. Of course, Stowe could punish Singledog here by sneaking up behind the machine gun, as right now he is perhaps a bit too blindly moving ahead. Then I think Stowe's realising what's going on here. He says, no, he's going straight for the opponent carve point. I mean, that also works, by the way. He is sort of expecting some sort of a flank, but he's not quite got enough line of sight to really sort of predict how deep it can be. Oh, well, he got the carve point there, so he's threatened to cut off his opponent's eastern resources, but of course he's about to cut off himself. Then we got grenadiers nearby the canisters. The problem is the rifle will be able to get to the heavy cover before the grenadiers, so they're going to have a harder time taking them out there. Third rifle's on the way, then machine gun now pointing backwards, but leaving himself exposed here. Singledog finding his opening here under a lot of pressure. Again, he played very aggressively, which is the Wehrmacht, always involves risks, but at the same time you kind of have to. And now his machine gun's moving eastwards. Singledog certainly going in there aggressively. There go Rapid Quaddy with the assault guns up close. The assault gun is quickly pushing away there, suffering only minimal damage. Good work there. Pioneers in the west here as the rifle squad there's going to need immediate support to survive that. Rifle retreating backwards, grab the point here, and we got the rear moving up and straight to the MG42, though it's yet to set up, and may in fact now find itself exposed here. And of course, Stowe will know this and can immediately exploit this. More grenadiers on the way there for Singledog. Assault's being aggressive to assist the Pioneers by the western fuel point. Pioneers just need to retreat. Quick sprint there. Could possibly wait a bit longer with it. Should be able to easily get closer, but either way, should be able to get close to the rifle and that way deal with them. Suffers a amount of casualty, but up close. The assault grenadiers do more damage than the rifle squad and can deal with them, though. The assault grenadiers seemingly suffer enough damage to slightly change up that equation. MG42 push back in the east here. We got a 4th rifle squad, in fact, on the way for Stowe, who's adding a lot of infantry here, summoning forth every rifleman he can find to hold back the German assault. Rifle squad then moving through the centre, not fully reinforced, perhaps been a bit too quick there. Also aggressive but risky. It's grabbing here with the assault grenadiers down to just 2 men. Could risk losing them here to the Amerikanen. Back here to reinforcing. We'll have to see what he does next. Does he tech? Does he go for another MG42? And Stowe has yet to tag up. Then he says the rifle squad up close in a building. The rifle can definitely win this. Gun is trying to get back to cover, though. I think we'll suffer some casualties. Not exactly a great engagement for them. Unless they get support in there. Go rifle as the assault guns in the west. They need to retreat. Would be a waste here to lose them now. I mean, obviously, it'd be a waste no matter what to lose them, but certainly it would be an even bigger waste here in the early game without them really having done anything. Rifle versus Pioneers. Rather than being shot at by the MG42 grenadiers going up here, so some aggressive maneuvering here by Singledog, trying to catch Stowe off guard and trying not to get too bogged down in the west. Of course, he will need to defend his western fuel point again. Stowe with the ambulance. No tech yet. Into arresting. Most American players at the moment just go for some aggressive tech for, say, the fast platoon command post or the company command post, but Stowe is committing to a very heavy tier 1, and we got Singledog with the same double assault grenadiers, double grenadiers. Wow. Though he's at the same time also taking out there, but these western fuel points are under threat by American troops there. In the centre, the rifle continue to hold up in the building. On the eastern side there are troops moving in to block any movement there. Fighting for the centre there. Singledog needs to be careful not to get too over-focused in the centre. I mean, it doesn't really control anything except the centre victory point, but his tanks and vehicles don't run on central victory points. They run on fuel points. So he needs to remember to, keep some resources there going. He should also try and, of course, if possible, harass his opponent's resources. Soldiers reinforcing, getting a bit sent up too fast there, possibly. Lone assault swarming westwards there. Rifles caught nearby, but not a good condition to assist. Attempted sandbags in, not bad. He couldn't mind actually. I think that worked out a bit better while he was grabbing the point. By the way, fuel point has been on neutral. Up close though, the assault grenades make short work of the riflemen, who simply cannot respond to the overwhelming might of the MP40. Pioneers continue to sort of stand off against reactions in the east. Center MD42 is covering up. We got more grenades on the west side, forcing away Stove there from the western fields there. Back here, nothing further going on there in Singledog space. But he's got a lot of infantry. In particular, a lot of assault infantry. Stove going for the platoon command post, standard stuff. There will likely be some 50 calibers there, maybe a M20 here versus Singledog. We'll have to see, of course, with the insult machine gun repositioning. Possibly a bit worried about there. I mean, you can see the points being grabbed there, so he's worried the flank here could be exposed, so he leave himself a bit too exposed. They could end up poorly there for Singledog, but amazingly well for Stove. And looks like there might be a possibility of a big flank from here. Hit the car point and catch Stove off guard. Back here, I'd like to make a nice company up there for Singledog. Possibly a 2-2 or 251. I mean, with 2 assault grenades and generally all that infantry, 250.5 tech to fare them apart, reinforce them and heal them at the front line could be a very good investment there for Singledog. But of course, a 2-2 works quite nicely as well. So there we go. The Leichter Panzerspähwagen on the way there for Stove. Assault moving centerwards. And we got some Pioneers going for a deep flank here, right here, to draw away attention from the front line to allow for a push there. Fast tech there as well for weapon next there for Stove. Got the rifle out with the BR, he's making a big push down the west. In fact, he's got now 5 infantry squads here, 2 almost done. But probably rush to the west side there to deal with the infantry incursion as the Canadian assault is moving eastwards. Oh, he's going to be caught a bit off guard there. We'll need the MD42 that's actually shifted in the west. Grenades for light machine gun, but of course the riflemen can easily bypass that. They don't care about the munitions point, they care about the fuel point, obviously. Panics in the eastwards here. Lieutenant holding up, people quickly flushed out with the assault grenades. Looks like they're going for the car point. Lots of action here as both players have got their own big maneuver underway, their own grand plan. The soldiers rushing the rifle here by the heavy cover. Took some nasty damage before they got close enough in with the sprint there. Still, this is starting to look bad here for the soldiers. Will need to retreat, I think. There we go. Nemo on the west here, continued fighting. Rifle holding up. The 2-2 moving in. Almost got the fuel point there, rendered neutral. There we go. Soldiers moving up. Note the way he's moving. It's up to threaten the retreat path here. Had he been and then too slow to retreat, he could have got a chance to get. Oh, he's going for the grenade assault. Bolt, but sadly not enough. Still, assault grenades are one of the better ways of wiping out your retreat, since with multiple grenades, multiple explosions, there's overall just better chance to break through all the retreat modifiers units normally get. I've caught then a bit of trouble. Probably better off saving the assault grenades for that one, so could have better caught it on retreat, but that's just me. On the west here, Lieutenant going for the Pioneers. So both sides have had their fuel point rendered neutral by the other, or even completely grabbed. The Bazooka team's already out here for Stove as well to help deal with the 2-2. In fact, dull bazookas that could quickly turn out to there for his Leichter Panzerspähwagen. M42 about to open up in the advancing rifle. Clearly wasn't expecting it there. Rout squad there being suppressed and routed. Back here, bunker up for Singledog. Can we begin upgrading it to the medic bunker? We'll of course have to see what it goes for next with all the infantry he has. I mean, he could consider Panzer Grenadier, though that put him quite quickly at 5 infantry squads. He could also, just go for fuel cache, munitions cache, another machine gun. A mortar could also be an idea, I suppose. And we got a 50 cap out there for Stove and Democracy. At which point a mortar could be a very good idea to assist Singledog here versus that. In the centre we got the M42 as the rifle squad, to moving eastwards here, 50 cap opening up the advancing German infantry and gets it, well, advancing back towards the base at a very fast pace. To zooming up behind the 50 cap, they're heading its flank. Of course, need to be careful since the 50 caliber can make very short work of the 2-2 and there you go, armor piercing rounds. Doing heavy damage to the 2-2, almost taking out. The Bazooka team certainly assisting the matter as well there. Deep far flank here on the west from Stove to hit the fuel point again, very good there. Both players certainly appreciating the power of a good flank and the power of maneuver, so 2 thumbs up there to Stove and to Singledog. 2-2's going to need some repairs, so it's on watch. We got the rifle moving fit towards the car point, backed up at the 5th caliber. A nice push here by Stove, though. Bit shot on support, and there we go. We do in fact get a mortar out here for Singledog. Artillery to help counter the Americans, but Stove is also going for artillery zone. Probably helps us deal with his opponent's machine gun, and also just provides artillery support, smoke support. So I mean, mortars is just a good addition at some point in the game. Maybe not right away unless you're sort of really good at them, but generally at some point having a mortar out can be quite helpful. Soldiers are flanking up, instead of taking heavy damage here, may not be able to do enough, may need to retreat. In fact, 5th Cav, they're taking heavy fire. Far west, they've got the rifleman on the fuel point again. Assaulting this 2-2 could try and deal with them. That's going to be a bit tricky there since both units are in a bit of a weaker condition as the rifle squad. But together, they should have the sufficient force. Assaulters have actually 2, I think, need to retreat now. Rifle squad there, pushed back 2-2, almost taken out, damn close there for Singledog. A Stove keeps striking for democracy. Grenadiers both with light machine guns routing there. Stove's infantry opening up the path there towards the eastern fuel again. We got a pack 40 since it's obviously starting to worry about Stove hitting him with any light vehicles. Though it is worth noting there's no been mechanized command there. And I suppose one option is actually goes for the captain instead. That way he can put him at 6 infantry squads and then just move straight ahead for the major and some more armor. Plus he'd have access to tank guns. So that could also be a really good idea there for Stove versus Singledog. Pack 40 almost done. He punts out the Corona 40. Gun is being routed there by intense fire from all of Stove's infantry. 2-2 being slowly fixed up. You may want to consider just laying down some S-mines here, to be honest, just to make it harder for Stove to harass it. Rifleman up there, going straight for the Grenadiers here by the centre. We've got 6 kills, veterans you want. Rifleman charging in, bearing forwards with the BARs in hand and brute force. Ooh, that's going to be a retreat then. Could possibly, in fact, even be too late here. Mortifier landing way off the mark, and there you go. Not only are they going to use it get wiped, but they dropped a light machine gun. That's pretty nice there for Stove. That is increased firepower for his rifleman. Assaulters of the liaisons up close. Even with 3 men, they should have no mistake issue dealing with the liaisons, cutting them down. As the bazookas are not exactly close quarter combat weapons. You might as well be wielding broomsticks, and the broomsticks will probably have better use. 5th Cav there suppressed, but the MG42 is all getting suppressed. We've got the 2-2 moving in. Mortar fire being exchanged between the two sides. Up north, assaulters need to retreat. Oh, shiza. He's forgotten about there's too much going on here for Singledog. And that's a second wipe. That's pretty big here for Stove. He's gotten 2 wipes in a short matter of time. That's a big swing in favour of him. And that's going to really leave Singledog in a bad place. He's going for another machine to help contain the opponent's infantry. Not bad, but I think he needs to tech for armour. He's not teched up yet. He needs to sort of stabilise using some Panzerwaffe here versus Stove. Otherwise, he could risk Stove just getting further control than destroying him. And the only true fortune here for Singledog is that Stove isn't trying to take ahead either. In fact, Stove should be doing that, though. In fact, it's a bit surprising he isn't. Although he got the rifle down to 5 from the 2-2. Grenadiers versus rifleman. LMG-42 is being exchanged between the 2. We got mortar firing down the building, doing a bit of damage. Punishment support here, the 2-2. Far right flank is wide open. Assaults are suppressed by the 5th Cav. We got mortar firing down there from Stove's mortar. So right now, Singledog and the 2nd Panzer Division is in a severe defensive fighting situation where they are struggling to just maintain any kind of maximum here as a Stove, though he's about to lose his rifle support there. If he's not retreating soon, that could be a small win. There we go. Managed to get away with the tiniest level of health, and of course the MG42. Bagger base, still nothing going there for Stove. That's definitely starting to look like he has lost sight there of the bigger picture. And Singledog is in an interesting maneuver, committing to double mortars. I mean, there is enough. In fact, he's going for a 5th rifle squad. Wow, that is definitely not the usual method there for the Americans. I mean, normally they don't go for 5 rifle squads, but the way he's doing it is definitely also something that stands out. And that's a ton of infantry. Of course, it could simply be that Stove has realised, you know, I could maybe just close this off now with a lot of infantry, and he very well could, possibly. Double mortars, I mean, will be great with his problems. Also can, you know, have a chance of wiping out some of the units, at least speed them out there, depending on how they're set up. But definitely not common to see Wehrmacht going for double mortars in this particular situation. So it's an interesting move there as well. Both players definitely not playing the usual metagame choices there. I mean, doctrine the sort of, I mean, heavy cavalry is popular, strategic reserve sees some usage, but the way they're all sort of approaching it, I would say, stands out. And you've got on watch. Mortar moving out. Bases holding up. They're still going to use, obviously, with a light machine gun, there's absolutely nothing they can do. So double mortars, very good there for Singledog. Get just interesting choice. If you can sort of get a lot of damage when they're going to be great, because again, 2 mortars can actually do quite a bit of damage. They will require some good management with the barrage ability. And during any sort of protective fighting, they can also make it harder for Stove just to sort of slowly move ahead. He's going to have to be fast, and of course can create more mistakes possibly sometimes. Oliver Rav sitting up there. Got to meet the find himself on firing from both mortars here. Using the tractor there for cover. Very good. Assault charging it as well there. Building there about to collapse. He gets out there just in time. Smoke's in there on the position here. Not bad response there from Stove. And there you go. Right from Lieutenant moving ahead there. Soldier's moving up. No BA on the Lieutenant, by the way. Always nice use of smoke there from Stove. Suppresses the machine gun. Of course, the mortar can still fire, but machine gun here not being able to fire, I think, is the big one there. Soldier's moving for the Western Victory Point there. We've got 365 to 373. More mortar firing down all over the place. Right from digging by the Center Victory Point. Worth noting, Stove is yet to lead on any lines, but neither has Singledog. Definitely say a bit of an oversight there. Mortar firing down the assault grenadiers, forcing away them. And rather than Court Street with the BAR could do a lot of damage. Singledog needs more infantry. Meanwhile, mortar firing continuing down the Center Victory Point as both mortars are blasting away there. Grenadiers are flanking the RAF squad. They're getting some light damage. Need to go back into the building. There you go, retreated. The threat of the double mortars does mean that Stoke could be very much more likely just to retreat to avoid losing a unit to, you know, stray mortar around. And we got a machine gun bunker to defend the calf point. Interesting move there by Singledog. Not something we see very often. But he's clearly worried about Stove shoulder charging and maybe also to cover up his mortars and such. So, interesting move there by Singledog. Thumbs up. And we finally got the take-up there from Stove. He did not go for the counter fact, he just went for this one instead of this. Obviously, in some ways, cheaper, but if he's not going to use it anyways, besides the 50 caliber, I guess, I mean, well, not in the 50 caliber, just in that, he could have just gone for the other one, at least given him access to tank guns, and in a Peninsular, he could have upgraded for pack houses as well. So, I mean, there are some considerations there that Stove, you know, could have made. But anyways, Rifleman Lieutenant on the west side, Grenadier Squadron Wing will need support. Range assaults are not an option here for Stove, of course. In fact, a lot of things are. But he can consider going for a tank right now. I think that'd be very potent here versus Singledog. Of course, he could be trying to stall for a Pershing, but of course that gives Singledog time to do whatever he wants to. In fact, he's taking up as well. Very good. Faster Paul McCorn, maybe a Panther from all day could right now be really good, in particular if his opponent's playing for the Pershing, or maybe actually just on Stoogs then. Of course, Singledog could be a bit insane and try and go for the Tiger Ace right now, but that would be very much clinically kinda nuts. It would be very, very, very risky if that is in fact what he's planning to do. And definitely not something I'd advise the average player to do. We got Grenadiers on the way there for Singledog. No Panther Grenadier, definitely should consider that, I feel like. And there we go, Grenadier Squad ready. No munitions for light machine gun. Western Victory Point being seized again here by Stove. Stove, the way he's flooding resources, is very much looking like a Persian guy. Sorting up the eastern side, very close to Victory 3. Didn't quite get them upgraded to the 6-man squad. Still nothing going there in Singledog's base. Going for that Western fuel point again, very good. And Singledog is steadily winning our Victory points here compared to Stove. Mortar continuing down there. Go eastern Victory point being seized for the soldiers. We've got a small force moving in here. Stove having upgrading his lieutenant with the BAR. Very good. He's halfway to there, almost there with the Pershing. In fact, he's quickly gaining command points there. Command points juice. Command juice. I don't know what I'm calling that. For the command point, I'm going for the Western fuel. Got the Western Victory point, meaning he's now got a triple cap. Almost. But he's going to have it soon. 2-2 moving in there, pushing them back. Pershing is very, very moments away. Back here, still not. Oh, he is going for tier 4, so others going for the Tiger Ace here. Or a Panther, he's got a very convoluted way of getting to the Panther 4 Model J. And there you go. At the 90-minute mark, Stove calls in the M26 Pershing heavy tank, which would later, after the war, at some point be downgraded to a medium tank. Little fun one there. In fact, they began upgrading to M48 patterns, but they basically stopped doing that, I think, sort of not even halfway through the program of that one as well. It's a little fun fact there. Grenade off here as well. Good reliable research grenades of the Stove. It's a bit of an upgrade, but can be quite potent. If persistence also gives you access to smoke that way. Assault gives some more support here as the Lieutenant, but the Pershing arrives here very much swings that battle in favour of Stove and democracy. Yes, Singledog's assault is run with the legs almost over the necks. Anyways, right moving in towards the centre. Straight in front of the MG42 here. More, of course, laying down some heavy artillery fire there as well. Another Pack 40 there. Another indicator stalling for the Tiger Race new mark. Stobe is bombarding his base here, clearing up machine gun bunkers, which actually allow infantry to walk straight into it. And he would just grab a bunch of bazookas and begin shooting stuff up here inside of Singledog space, which would be quite bad for Singledog. One bunker down. Pack opening up. Good hit. Rivals going to do this in the west. Fifth coming in. Big push there for the fuel point. Smoke screen over the center here. I believe that. What is that actually? Well, it's not Singledog because most of his mortars are occupied bombarding, so it must have been Stove's throw down smoke there. In the west, MG42 on the left flank, in sending up his ramp to be well good thing here to use to deal with the American advance. Lone Pioneer Squad moves up. We got 243 versus 373. There we go. Machine gun needs to retreat now. Gunners in the center being pummeled here by the Pershing. Pack 40 to the response. We got the second Pack 40 as well there, presenting a more sizable anti-tank threat there to Stove's Pershing. Rather than taking heavy hits from the mortar and the other elements there, we got 2 kills on the one mortar and 6 on the other. Both steadily approaching Veteran 3. Directly on the 5th cover, we actually did damage to the 5th cover, not to the crew. Good scene. Rather than there, flanking up the other side, got smokes on the machine gun. Very good call in there by Stove. The situation remains pretty tenuous here for Singledog. His assault rifle hand upgrade with the 6th man and the veteran squad leader that way. Very good, very good. Charging ahead there. Taking a lot of damage out in the open. The riflemen should, I think, be forced away here by the assault grenadiers. The ace level assault grenadiers are definitely a threat to them. Here in the center, lieutenant by the car point, holding by the machine gun bunker, proving its worth there. Might have taken some time, but it's doing it. And there you go, heavy Panther got for Singledog. Panther might be the better choice here, honestly. At least it's going to be fast out in the 5th cavalry. And there you go. Oh, the 5th cavalry. Tiger Race. 2-2 falling back there. Ace level 10 kills. Very good. Back here, troops in reinforcing for Stove. Pershing's on the move again. On the prowl. For Kratz. Grenadiers there. Take a loss as Ludwig gets blown to bits by the Pershing's 90mm gun. Pack that opens up here. Second pack going up as well. Mine goes off. So that's Ectotilla mine. Nice work mining there by Singledog, though. I'm still surprised at the lack of S-mines there. Eastern side is pretty much seeing no action, part because Singledog is so much in defense, he doesn't, I think, have the resources, like, afford something to flank right. He's going to have to do that soon. He's bleeding out back 2 points fast. He's down 186 with his opponent's 373. Stove, it looks like he's going to go for the base again. I definitely like Stove's approach there. Like, as long as he just gets out some other stuff, he can really give Singledog a very bad time. I mean, bring in some bazookas and riflemen. He could probably just slowly begin destroying Singledog's base from inside. Bazooka team moving up. Bunker down. Pack 40's going to deal with the Pershing threat on the right flank. But yeah, now basically the eastern entrance of the base is wide open for Stove and for Democracy to just move in with a lot of anti-tank weapons and just begin destroying the base there. Fixing up the 2-2 here. Ooh, even got infantry awareness. The part of me suspects some had actually been a misclick on an accident of other sorts. We got more resistance on the way there, probably more bazooka teams. Riflemen in, the bazooka team seemingly following up. Both mortars firing weather. Oh, we actually got a smoke in there from Singledog. Very good. Very good. Getting on the center victory point. Yep. Same timing at the western side, clearing any Yankees down. Let's go. Riflemen charging the base without any bazookas and like any sort of wounded gems inside of it. They're not really going to be doing a lot though, so instead the bazooka team is basically fixing out the Pershing, so the riflemen just shooting at buildings they can't actually harm with the BARs. Keep firing, guys. We're not doing any damage. It's made out of dirt. Keep shooting anyways. It's the American way. Keep shooting even if we're doing no damage whatsoever. But again, I pick up a bazooka to probably quickly out the medic bunker and we've done some other damage here and there, which have definitely been a problem there for Singledog. Plus, of course, it just put pressure on Singledog by again threatening his space with that. Pershing up there. Double hit from the Pack 40. We got the rifle still inside of the base. He's hoping for units to retreat so he can wipe them, I guess. But at the same time, it's conceding ground elsewhere. I mean, obviously, While it's a good idea, you need to be careful not just to like stand about doing nothing, allowing your opponent to do something elsewhere, which is currently what's happening, it seems. But there you go, charging the base, like these being forced outside their own base by the sheer number of rifle and all the BARs, but it's going to take them forever to destroy the bunker. And there you go, MT-42 team being brought in to deal with them. So, I definitely like what Stowe is doing here, but the execution needs work. Like, the heart is in the right place, but the brain apparently is off elsewhere. That was probably more rude than it was supposed to be, you know. You get the idea, though, like, you know. Nice idea, the execution of slaughter. I think we'll stick with that one. That one was, I think, came off as more rude than actually, you know, initially planned. So that was kind of nasty. So, you know, apologies, still apologies. I'm not trying to say you're brain dead. That was definitely not the intent there. Anyways, Major moving up there. Rather than taking very far from it. Pershing moving up as well there. Artillery called in here. Where's it being called in? On the packs here. If Singledog isn't seeing this or paying attention, he could end up losing some stuff there. Pershing up over the pack force. We've got target weak point there. But the artillery should make sure he can't finish it off. There, go to the strike. Wipes out the Grenadiers. Another wipe. Then Singledog. And those are his veteran Grenadiers. Pack crew destroyed as well. Oh, shiz. And the other pack is about to get murdered as well. The mortar expires as well. Good lord. Another devastating gut punch there to Singledog and the 2nd Panzer Division. Brutal stuff. And a grenade that almost takes out the assault grenadiers as well. Singledog, it's committed to the Tiger Ace and he's almost there. Still, this going to need some tank destroy, I think, to back up his Pershing as the Tiger Ace is about to hit. We're talking seconds now. It's been a long road here for Singledog, but he's finally there. He's finally there. Almost. He's got the fuel, he's got the manpower. And now, by combining the two, he's got the Tiger Ace. Smoke's in here to help defend the Western Victory Point as he grabs it. Very good. We got 133 versus 362. Tiger Ace sits 4th here for Singledog and Deutschland. Tiger Ace lands a great hit on the rifle squad. Other squad being suppressed here. Tiger Ace shoots, misses. Troops reinforcing. Charging ahead here for Deutschland. Got the person running about. 7 kills, close to veteran G1. Going back to the rear there with some good shots from the Tiger Ace. 3 kills already. Pershing there with 7. The Zuga team again could start and threaten a bit then, but it's going to need more support for that. Pershing will hit the shot bounce off the Tigers. 100 mm thick arm. We got the packs moving up to back up though. Tiger weak point not being prepared. Good work there by Singledog. Most players actually overlook Tiger weak point a lot, but there you go, stunned it. Of course, in this case, he can't quite follow up and destroy it, but still, you know, nicely the build's being used there. Tiger Ace shoots, misses the rifle squad. Land with another hit. Of course, the follow-up actually does some damage. Close but not quite. Stowe, though, I think is going to need a tank. Some surprise he isn't going for that to help deal with it. And there you go. M36 Jackson on the way for Stowe and the 3rd Armored Division. A Singledog's Tiger Ace moves forwards. 4 kills there. Veterans in 1. Direct hit here, though, from the Pershing on the Tiger Ace. Pierce in the frontal armor. Tiger shoots, misses. Western Victory Point claim for the German army. Machine gun carrying that up. Needs to grab some of the eastern points as well. Troops sitting out there. Machine gun banger remains in position. Mortar they could recruit there well by Singledog. Nice flank keys. Could pop a grenade there as well. He wants to. 2 to the mix to assist. Tiger is running up as well. Jackson almost done there for Stowe. Almost need to grab the center victory point. He just needs to grab more victory points than Mr. Singledog. Grab the center victory point. Soldiers as the rifleman. Pack machine gun mortar car in the center there. Almost got the center victory point under neutral. We got 68 versus 62. Singledog definitely need to start fighting harder for those victory points there. Pershing setting out there for Stowe. And Tiger Ace still blade rates almost half the rifle squad with a single shot. Pack shoot but misses. Tiger Ace lands another kill. There's 6 so far. In the west we got another push for the fuel point there. Still no SMIT from Singledog, despite the sheer prevalence there of Stowe hitting it. Rather than trying to cross skip, got assault guns Tag race opening up on them. Mortar firing down as well. The Jackson almost done here for Stove. 2-2 on the west side. He backed up with him before 2 here versus Stove's infantry. Very good. Ish. Pershing up there. 7 kills. Halfway between 2 Tigers moves ahead there. Halfway to 22 as well. Shoots. Doesn't kill anything there. Big up mortar called in here by Stove to deal with Singledog support weapons. Very good there. So on the west there, trying to flank up out now. Singledog's front line step runs into them before turning the tag race, taking heavy damage in the process. And before being almost right to have the rifle squad though. Pushing forwards past the artillery barrage. There's Singledog center gives way, reaction for the bazookas for the target. They set, expose himself to heavy fire out in the open. Grenadiers and the machine gun bunker joining in there. Pershing right in front of the Pack 40 here. Target weak one being repaired, but can he land the hit? And there we go, stunned up. Tag race moving in. Another hit. They're almost ace level Pack 40. Pershing down to half health, being pushed back there. Nice work by Singledog, but so not enough to sort of quickly finish it off there. Here's nothing an opportunity to get some kills on the right from the center victory point. Major down. We got 57 versus 357, 300 point difference. Definitely need to fix that soon there for Singledog, otherwise Stove's going to be winning this one. Mortar on the fire from the tag race, 11 kills. The soldiers moving forwards, they're not fully reinforced. Back at base now, nothing going on there. He might want to bring up some armor as soon as possible, of some sort. Bravo squad taking damage from the tag race. Person being fixed again, grenades around the center point, one laying down the smoke screen with the mortar to cover it up. That's something else. More pioneers there for Singledog to assist the repairs, and particularly on the tag race. There we go, he's in fact also using the vehicle crew repair ability to speed it up. Good work there, 2 thumbs up. Veteran 3 mortar moving up. MG's coming here, the center the western victory point he's got left. He may want to set up a machine gun bunker something up to defend that. Cut an area there for Singledog versus Stove. Won't fix everything, since of course Stove does have access to a lot of smoke by now, but you know, it might just buy him enough time. Packs opening out the Pershing, landing some good hits to the Jacks going ahead. Strength from the tag race and the Packs, need to be careful about that. In particular, if he remembers to use Spearhead on the tag race, increasing its line of sight and its turret rotation at the front. Plus giving it suppression on the machine guns. There you go. Great hit from the Jackson on the tag race. Lewis there getting blasted by the tag race. Another hit from the Jackson on the tag race. 2-2 being repaired up. Still some additional armor there for Singledog. Obviously he's got a lot of fuel. Not enough fuel to take anything out tier 4. If he'd gone for his bomber core, he could be going for at least some Stugs, Austrians or Panzer IVs. He could of course save a bit up more than go for the Panzer IV Model J, since he can also build that with the Panzer Corps. So that's actually an option there for Singledog to consider. And I think it'd be a good choice back. I mean, there you go, lots of smoke here on the western victory point. Lots of smoke. Fighting in the center again. Pershing up the right flank, packed up with the reactions with bazookas and whatnot. Going over the flank of the tag race, good work. But there you go, tag race spots the first Pack 4 lands a great hit as well there. Pershing taking some nasty damage. Center victory point rendered neutral. We got 39 arms with 357. Things are looking tight here for Singledog versus Stove. Stove launching another infinite assault. Tag race, 18 kills, 52 rifle squad. They're being blasted out in the open. Mortifier could of course also threaten their lives further. And there you go, almost got full wipes here in this rifle squad. Center victory point now claimed here by Singledog once more. Tag race being steadily repaired again, though it's going to need a lot of repairs. A lot of them. Back here, troops reinforcing, healing. What will he go for next? I mean, he can't go for the Panzer IV Model J now. Also still in action here on the far right flank, and certainly seems like Stove has almost gotten the far west flank as well. Grabbing the point in, there you go, quick smoke screen, very good there. Smoke off to cover the center as well, good work there. Using smoke to cover his advance, 2 thumbs up there to Stove. Makes it harder here for Singledog to respond. More soldiers out there for Singledog, very good. Veteran Squall is a very good addition there as well. Rather than being blasted with the tag race, artillery called in again, using the smoke to close the machine gun and the mortar. Thumbs up there to Stove. We got 37 here versus 15 and 47. Needs to get those victory points back. Schnell, or Singledog's going to lose this. Rather than they're being blasted out in the open with the tag race. Halfway to the hero level there. Jax moves in. Needs to get the Pack 4 up support as well. The artillery continues running down. Pack on the right flank here. turning about. They're right at the wrong time. Taking 5 knives. Got there goes suppressed. Open up the Pershing. Very good. Targeting being prepared. Up west, rifling up. Holding the line over to 10 facts, holding up against a lot of German infantry soldiers moving up there. Grenade assault being used there. Grenades off in the turn now. Grenades being flung all over the place. And there go Lieutenant taking staggering casualties. Pershing down to the Tigris. Jackson also in heavy damage. We got 17 versus 347. 5th Carbon's being wiped out here with the Tigris as well. Pack should move up here, I think. Close to the ace. Oh, hero level there. 29 kills. Jackson falls back. We got 13 versus 347. Pioneers in the fight here. Right being obliterated by the Tigris. Packs continue the fighting fire as well. The right flank should be hit as well there. In the west, we got the Sultanese just standing and watch there. BAR left out in the open. 5th Cav there abandoned. Could be grabbed. Pack being moved forward here. Tigris bouncing a shot. Both packs going for the Jackson, forcing it away. Absolute sheer brutality. Back here, troops reinforcing. Probably should have used the smoke not to grab the point, but actually make for a bigger push against Singledog there instead. Since all it did was the smoke was just to prevent a friend's opponent with a target, rather than just, try to overwhelm his defense. But anyways, small smoke called in there. Moving up the west side, ground the western victory point again. We got the lone MD42 that targeting moved in to deal with it as well. We got 11 versus 342. It's moving up the right hand side. We got the troops about to go down. Machine gun there setting up. He's also got the 5th cover in his hands now. Tigris suffering heavy damage. Motion's being called in a little place. We've got 11 versus 342. Troops are healing and forcing. Need to get moving. Schnell. Assaulting charging forward, sprinting ahead. Looking to contest points. Ralph squad there taking a nice hit from the Tigris. 10 points left. Soldiers moving to the west here. Machine guns in front. Continuing heavy fire support there. Contesting the point here, using the smoke to decrease damage. Tigris firing into the smokes, hoping to obliterate the rifle. Machine gun suppressing as well there. Mortify landing death. Got the western point unit wiped out. A Scandinavian squad about to get wiped out, but there you go. Successfully pushing them off the center. Close fight here for Singledog. 5th Cav needs to retreat. He needs to fix up the Tigris. He needs to do so many things, and he still needs to also secure himself, I think, the right victory point there, just to decrease his chance of a sudden push costing him the game. Meanwhile, Stowe's lining up for the next big push. He's suffering excessive manpower bleeding. In this case, all the infantry is all of a sudden coming to bite him in the arse, since he can't easily bring up more armor due to that manpower bleed. So he's got plenty of fuel, but nothing to use it on. That's always something to keep in mind. They need a good mix of infantry and armor so you can win this. And right now, the infantry armor is starting to look a bit bloated. Machine gun bang up to defend the western victory point there as well. Not a bad idea. That might not be enough. We got the infantry to come on the far left flank here as well. Going for the right victory point. Very good. Smoke shooting on the center. Lots of smoke there. Lots of smoke. Someone shouting into contest. We got grenade off. We can pop back with a grenade assault. M14 with troops here. There you go. Grenade assault on the riflemen doing heavy damage, but not enough. Tigris and packs covering up the center. Jackling fort into the packs line of fire. Machine gun dealing with the troops at center victory point. Right into neutral. Eastern one as well though. Grenade almost takes out the inside assault grenade squad. Troops are being murdered by the MG42 at point blank range. Ralph squad, they're about to get wiped from the machine gun bunker. Troops being pinned down to the ground here. Out of chaos reigns here. Stowe's forces are falling apart. Almost got the eastern victory point. There we go. 5 versus 326. Center victory point held. Western one there. Might be held. The machine gun cleared up. Lieutenant taking up a grenade. More units dying out, and with it, Stowe's spirit seems to be broken. The manpower bleeding is simply too excessive, and his armored forces are not up to scratch against a Tigris. Plus, Singledog just keeps sticking in with more bunkers and more machine guns, making it hard for Stowe to push through. So, well played there by Singledog. Again, I would say a very risky play there with pulling for the Tigris like he did, but apparently he managed to pull off there. Stowe made some good moves, but the end his strategy fell a bit apart there. Good use of smoke, but I think she used it to push further, hit the round, just try to grab the victory points and park himself in front of the Tigris. Just tried to push past and clear up the support weapons instead. And I think he also should have flanked more in this regard. He kept attacking head on. I think smoke seems to act as a distraction, and a big push from the east, for example, could have done a lot more versus Singledog. But still good play there from both sides. So I hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. Subscribe, like, share, comment, tell a friend, tell a family, but not tell enemies. This is Imperial Dancing. Cheers. Thank you for watching. You're all live on Florence. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for another exciting episode.